Well, good evening and welcome to our 6 o'clock news on Saturday the 23rd of July. And I wonder if you noticed we had a new video entry stream this evening, just to see if you actually noticed. Anyway, in the news this week, on Thursday this week, reports came in of a man seen in the vicinity of a school in Littlemore, Weymouth, carrying a gun. The incident occurred shortly after 2:30 on Thursday. Police responded with the support of the National Police Air Support helicopter to the Culliford Way area of the town. A man was arrested on suspicion of possession of a firearm. The police have said no access was gained to any of the schools in the area and there was no need to evacuate any of the pupils. No gun so far has been recovered. Now, opinions are divided on the revamp of the forecourt of Weymouth railway station as the major project nears completion. The station forecourt project is thought to have cost around £1 million. Around half the money of the scheme came from South Western Railways and the remainder was provided by Dorset Council, Public Health Dorset, Weymouth Bid and Weymouth Town Council. One area of criticism has been the potential for further congestion due to the new bus stop and bus routes. Others have said that they felt it could look a lot nicer with so much money having been spent on it. And some felt that the redesigned forecourt was not very friendly and welcoming to those coming from to the town. The project includes improvements to the station forecourt, the creation of a cycleway and a walkway linking through to the Jubilee Business Park, and later on in the year some landscaping will be undertaken. Well, hopefully the landscaping will make a difference, because I do admit it does look a little bit bland at the moment, but hopefully with some planting it will look a lot different. If you've got any views on the new station forecourt, do let us know. We would love to hear. Now, volunteers from Dorset County Hospital were treated to a summer tea party as a thank you for their hard work this week. More than 50 volunteers gathered at Sunning Hill Preparatory School in Dorset for an afternoon of fun and games, plus sandwiches, cakes and refreshments by Dorset Delights. Chairman of Dorset County Hospital Mark Addison and Chief Nursing Officer Nikki Lucy also attended and presented service recognition certificates to those who had completed between 3 and 25 years service as volunteers at the hospital. Among those receiving certificates were Ruth Bell for 20 years of service with the Friends of Dorset County Hospital and the longest serving volunteer Wendy Lake with 25 years of service. Volunteers at Dorset County Hospital provide support throughout the hospital. They come from a variety of backgrounds and experience and skills, and they bring to the hospital are greatly valued. If you would be interested in volunteering at the hospital, and sometimes some of the first people you see when you walk through the door are some of those hospital volunteers, checking that you're knowing where you're going, then you can find out more by emailing volunteering at dchft.nhs.uk. That's volunteering at dchft.nhs.uk, or by telephoning 01305 255 351. Now, a report will go to Dorset Council's Places and Resources Overview Committee this week, outlining plans for the Redlands Community Sports Hub in Weymouth, and puts together the long-term future of the indoor facilities in the hands of groups and the local community. You'll know this is a story that we've been covering for some time, as originally it thought it was going to close altogether. The plan also sets out exciting plans for the outdoor facilities at the site and how the finances around the proposals will work. Following Weymouth College's decision to hand back the lease, Dorset Council members and officers listened closely to the concerns of the community at Redlands and worked with the college and Active Dorset to produce a plan that would improve the outdoor facilities and give current users an opportunity to keep the indoor facilities open. The proposals are subject to a successful application for some grants, though, however. Now, Active Dorset's proposal sees developments to the outdoors, including a brand new community cafe encouraging visitors to be more active in the outside environment, building a new 3G synthetic turf pitch to meet demand, refurbishing the existing 3G pitch, creating a new hard surface loop for walking, jogging and cycling, developing a trim trail and informal play spaces, and soft landscaping and planting. The indoor facilities would be managed differently. Active Dorset would introduce a trusted key holder scheme, where groups and clubs take responsibility for the facilities during their usage time, setting up and taking down their own equipment and securing the building when the last person leaves. All bookings and inquiries will be taken online, removing the need for customer service staff on site. Bookings will generate a code which will enable users to access the building through a coded entry point. The proposed plans would also see the conversion of the underutilised squash courts into a modern multi-purpose studio and the creation of a new community cafe and children's soft play area. Dorset Council will be responsible for ensuring the maintenance of the buildings, the boundary fences, car parks, access roads and the other built infrastructure. Weymouth Town Council has also committed to providing £35,000 annually for the next 2 years in support of keeping the indoor facilities open. Now, if you're interested in that report, you can pop along to the Dorset Council website, dorsetcouncil.gov.uk, and search for Redlands Community Sports Hub, and you'll be able to get access to that report and have a read what's planned. But I have to say, it does look like the future for Redlands is very, very bright, and it's a wonderful facility, and obviously we wish well to everybody involved in keeping that facility open and developing it. Now, Weymouth RNLI crews were called to the rescue of 4 people on Monday evening this week. The call came from the Coast Guard at 7:10 on Monday after 2 paddleboarders got into trouble off Chesil Cove in Portland. This was quickly updated to 4 after 2 people had gone to try and help the first 2 paddleboarders. Both lifeboats were launched and reached the casualties around half a mile from the shore at 7:40 p.m. The first 2 paddleboarders were brought on board the boat and returned safely to the beach where family and Coast Guard rescue team were waiting. The incident had actually been called in by to the Coast Guard by Alice, who's an RNLI crew member and RNLI lifeguard supervisor who was on the beach with friends at the time of the incident. Alice said, "I saw 3 paddleboarders and 1 made it back and raised the alarm. I immediately contacted the Coast Guard and informed the family. The 2 other people set off to help before we could stop them. I think even the most experienced paddlers would have struggled in the breeze that was there that evening." The volunteer crew then went back and picked up the 2 other paddleboarders they had passed, who were still struggling to get back to shore. A spokesman for the RNLI in Weymouth said the RNLI always advises anyone paddleboarding to take part in any other activities around the coast to wear appropriate buoyancy aids and have means of calling for help. Now, Dorset Police are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward following a suspicious incident in Weymouth. At around 8 p.m. on Wednesday the 13th of July, 2 14-year-old girls were cycling along Weymouth Way when they noticed a man nearby. One of the girls left her friend and continued cycling along the Weymouth Way near to Pottery Lane when the man approached her. It is reported the man wolf-whistled at the girl before making inappropriate comments, including encouraging her to approach him. The man did not physically touch the victim and she managed to cycle away. He is described as white, between 5 feet 7 inches and 6 feet tall, and of large build with short grey hair that is slightly receding and a grey stubbly beard. He was wearing a dark blue t-shirt, navy blue knee-length shorts and was possibly wearing trainers. Now, staying with Dorset Police, officers are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to another incident of an attempted robbery in Weymouth. It's reported that around 3 p.m. on Saturday the 16th of July, the victim, a local man aged in his 50s, was approached by 2 teenage girls in an alleyway off of Rodwell Avenue. One of the girls, who was in possession of a knife, demanded that the victim handed over his wallet. The victim refused and the suspects ran away from the scene in the direction of Chapelhay. One of the offenders is described as white, around 16 or 17 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall and of very slim build with blonde or silver shoulder length hair. She was wearing a teal coloured Nike tracksuit. The second person is described as white, around 16 or 17 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall with black spiked hair and was wearing a black tracksuit. Now, if you've got any information on either of those incidents, any CCTV home footage that might reveal those people, or of course if you're driving by and you've got cam footage from your car, Dorset Police would like to hear from you. As ever, the numbers are 101 on the telephone, or if you'd like to pass the information over completely anonymously, you can do that via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, earlier this week, the A35 between Dorchester and Winterbourne Abbas was closed. That was on Monday as well, for several hours, and it was reopened with traffic lights later in the day after a serious lorry fire. Witnesses reported that they had heard sounds similar to explosions and could see thick black smoke billowing from the scene, which actually there were reports that could be seen as far away as Portland. Fire crews from across the area attended the incident. It was expected that the road would have been affected for some time, since the lorry had been carrying hay which had affected the road surface, resulting in resurfacing work needing to be done. During the closure, traffic was directed via other routes, which put pressure on the roads through Martinstown, Winterbourne, Steepleton, Frampton, Tollerdown Gate, Rampisham Down and beyond. So it just shows how a fire in a vehicle like that can cause a lot of disturbance at the time, but also ongoing work with road repairs to the surface needing to be done. Now, from kits for basketball teams to refurbishing an accessible toilet facility at a bowls club, several community organisations have applied for grants from Weymouth Town Council. The applications will be considered at the Finance and Governance Committee on Wednesday this week, the 20th of July. Members of the public are encouraged to join the cafe-style meeting. I wonder if that means you get coffee if it's a cafe-style meeting. I think they probably mean it's just informal, but you never know, you might get coffee as well, with councillors, and to be part of the discussions. Weymouth Basketball Club applied for £1,500 towards basketball kits, and they don't have enough for all of the teams currently. They run basketball sessions for 9-year-olds through to adults, and they want to encourage people of all ages to play and be involved in the sports. Since taking over a former youth club building, Spark, that's the South Hill Park and Recreation for Kids, have been modernising it. They have applied for £2,250 towards removing old lighting dating back to the 1970s and replacing it with modern LED lighting. A request for help refurbishing an accessible toilet at Weymouth and Melcombe Regis Bowls Club has also been submitted. The club applied for £1,650 towards updating the decor and providing a new low-level hand basin with taps, new toilet rails and a new accessible warm water heater. And 3 primary schools, including St Nicholas and St Lawrence, Wyke Regis Federation, that's the infants and juniors, and Holy Trinity Primary, could receive a visit by educators from the charity Life Education Wessex and Thames Valley this autumn. They provide health, emotional wellbeing and drug education to children across Dorset, Somerset, Devon and Hampshire, and the group applied for £2,115 towards the cost of providing its Helping Children Make Healthy Choices programme. Now, your organisation could also benefit from such a grant. If you're interested, visit the Weymouth Town Council website. Just go into Google and type in Weymouth Town Council. And if you want to look at the papers and those proposals for the meeting this week, just go to the committee page and click on the agenda, and you will see all that is planned to be discussed at the meeting this week. Now, this week also sees, unfortunately, planned industrial action by the RMT, ASLEF and the TSSA unions, meaning that railway services will once again be severely affected on Wednesday the 27th and Saturday the 30th of July, and a significantly reduced temporary timetable will be in place. On both strike days, an extremely limited service will operate between 7 in the morning and 6:30 in the evening, and last trains will leave much earlier. On non-strike days, no services will run before 7 o'clock. Due to the timing of the strike action, services either side of strike days will also be affected up to and including Sunday the 31st of July. Passengers are advised to find alternative ways to travel during the strike period. Only travel if absolutely necessary on the trains. The majority of train services will not operate, and there will be no services on some routes. GWR and South West Railways will operate as many trains as possible during the strike action. However, most train services will be affected on the days announced. Now, certainly from Weymouth, we do know for sure that GWR will not be operating any of the Heart of Wessex line, that is the Weymouth to Westbury service. And we know previously that South West Trains didn't run any services from Weymouth. I think the first train started in Southampton. So likely to have significant effects, certainly for those in Weymouth and South Dorset and across to Wareham, etc. So, with train drivers set to strike on Saturday the 30th of July, it's expected to operate even fewer services on the second of the two strike days. So, the Saturday will be worse than the Wednesday. Customers who have already purchased tickets can claim a full refund or amend their ticket. Those who travel and are delayed may be entitled to delay compensation if they are delayed for 15 minutes or more. Season ticket holders can apply for compensation through the Delay Repay scheme. Now, this summer, Dorset Council is trialling a new way to engage with communities. Face-to-face engagement and conversations between communities and the council has changed in recent years. Following the pandemic, it has never been more important for Dorset Council to listen and work with residents, to understand their needs and ensure that the services are being designed and delivered in a way that meets the needs of the people of Dorset. Councillor Laura Bedder, who's Dorset Council's portfolio holder for culture, communities and customer service, said, "I am really excited to trial sofa sessions." So we've had cafe meetings, now we've got sofa sessions. We want to get back out there and talk with our communities to have open and informal conversations about what it is they need and what would make Dorset a great place to live, work and visit. The world around us continues to change and we must adapt to the challenges that our communities face as a result. Your input really can make a difference, but we first need to hear from you. We want to invite you to talk freely with us, to let us know what you need and what you think we could do differently. Joined by elected members and officers, Councillor Beddoe will lead 5 sofa sessions in high streets in Dorset this summer, with a view to visiting more locations next year. Now, in South Dorset, the key date to note is the Saturday the 1st of September, 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. That's Saturday the 1st of September, 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. in Weymouth, in the square outside the White Hart pub, right there in the centre of town. And if nothing else, pop down to see if they actually have got a sofa there. Are they going to have comfy chairs sat in the middle of the square for you to sit down and have a chat with them? But it's definitely an opportunity for you to meet with people from Dorset Council who are making decisions about the services for you, the people of Dorset. So do go down and have a chat with them. They would be really pleased to hear from you. Now, Weymouth Town Council are asking, what do you love about Weymouth's parks and gardens? To celebrate Love Parks Week, there we go. We have days and weeks for everything these days, don't we? But it's Love Parks Week from the 29th of July to the 5th of August. Residents and visitors are being asked to tell the Town Council what they love about Weymouth's parks and gardens. The favourite comments will feature on signs which will be dotted around the local green spaces during Love Parks Week. So your comments could be up on a big sign at one of the parks or gardens in Weymouth. Weymouth's beautiful and diverse parks and gardens provide areas for people and visitors to rest, play, learn, socialise and exercise. They also provide safe spaces for nature to flourish and help to promote biodiversity in our local area. What's not to love about them? And it is, as we say, Love's Parks Week. The council want to hear why their parks and gardens are important to you and what you value and love about them. You can contact the council via social media on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. Just search for Weymouth Town Council. Or you can send in your comments by email to parks@weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk. That's parks@weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk, and they would like those comments before the 29th of July. And entries should be no more than a sentence long. So do pass your comments in to Weymouth Town Council there. You never know. One of your comments might be posted up in one of the parks and open spaces in Weymouth. And of course, if you want to find out more about the parks and gardens in Weymouth, pop along to the Weymouth Town Council website, and there's lots of information on there about the parks and gardens. Now, staying with gardens, can Weymouth experience the sweet... Oh, let's start again. Can Weymouth experience the sweet smell of success once again? Tourism officers and council leaders are certainly hoping so. They spent a day this week with the judges from the Britain in Bloom competition, who were looking obviously at the entries for the 2022 contest. This year's judging session comes after Weymouth scooped a Britain in Bloom Gold Award last year after the town was entered for the prestigious competition for the first time. On Tuesday this week, judges were shown the town's improved train station, floral boat installations, hanging baskets, the quay regeneration, heritage slabs and the sculpture trail. Volunteers met judges at the Peace Garden, and the group, including Weymouth Mayor, Councillor Anne Weaving, walked via the Nose Tavern and the garden steps through the South Harbour via the Old Town Pump and old rooms showing the heritage slab installed there, plus the baskets and flags in Cove Passage. The team continued over the iconic Town Bridge and took in the regeneration of the South Quay. Next, they looked at the newly planted pots along the harbour side and the recently installed planted boat. They then enjoyed a trip via the land train to appraise the businesses along the esplanade and, despite the thunderstorm, enjoyed the beach and Brunswick Terrace, plus planted beds along the promenade, ending the tour at Weymouth's famous Green Hill Gardens. The town's entry to the competition is spearheaded by the Weymouth Business Improvement District, trading as We Are Weymouth, working in partnership with Weymouth Town Council. And of course, we wish them well for the Britain in Bloom competition this year. And finally, in our headlines tonight, Maiden Castle Farm is running a major fundraising event for a second year, supporting two important charities. The farm will create a spectacular sunflower trail which will raise funds for the DCH Kingfisher Ward, that's the children's ward at Dorset County Hospital, and the Cherkasy Hospital in Ukraine. Profits generated by the trail will be donated by the farm to be shared equally between these two chosen charities. This year's organiser Hazel Hoskin is working closely with Dorset Town Council on a range of additional events and activities in Dorchester itself, all based around the theme of sunflowers to create a summer of sunflowers. Now, we did cover this last year and we had some live video from the sunflower maze, I think it was, and I know it went down really well last year, so do watch out for this one. Do pay them a visit. Now, visitors will be encouraged to visit Dorset Town Centre to see spectacular sunflower sculptures suspended across South Street. There will also be 25 sunflower-themed shop windows across the town and Poundbury as local retailers join in with the activities. Also encouraging you to see how many of those you can actually find. Dorchester's beautiful Borough Gardens will be a popular venue as it showcases a range of sunflower varieties which have been specially grown to highlight the beauty of these amazing flowers. From Wednesday the 20th of July, tickets can be booked online for time slots, but there is no rush. We want you to enjoy the sunflowers. That's what they say from Maiden Castle Farm. So when you get there, you can stay as long as you like. People starting the trail will get a map on entrance, complete with a quiz to challenge you as you navigate to the trail. Dogs are not allowed in the sunflower field as the sunflowers are going to be harvested to go into the food industry, but dogs are allowed on the Maiden Castle Hill Fort nearby. Registered disability assistant dogs are the only animals allowed in the sunflower trail. The main event will happen in August at Maiden Castle Farm itself, when the sunflower crop is fully grown and in its full glory. The sunflower trail created on the farm will be a highlight for many people, especially the many thousands who visited the attraction last summer. So it was very, very popular last summer. Lots of positive feedback about it. The main sunflower trail will take an estimated 30 minutes, but there will also be a shorter trail for any visitors with accessibility requirements. The attraction will include a photograph competition, opportunities for sundowner sessions, Pilates in the Sunflowers, and more things to be announced. To boost the green credentials of the event this year, visitors will be encouraged to follow a special scenic pavement path all the way from Dorset town centre to the heart of the trail, a distance of about 1.5 miles. All this in the farm's amazing location, nestled at the foot of the historic Maiden Castle, the largest prehistoric hill fort in England. Now, if you want to find out more in advance of the tickets going on 20th of July and the event opening at the end of the month, then you can go onto Facebook and search for Maiden Castle Farm, or go on to the farm's website, maidencastlefarm.co.uk, and you'll find out more information about the Sunflower Trail, and you'll be able to book your tickets there. Well, that's the end of our headlines tonight. Now, our first feature this week comes from our regular contributor Janet Hall, who last Saturday went along to Weymouth Beach, up the pavilion end there, to visit the stand-up paddleboard fundraising event and races held to raise funds for MV Freedom. And let's see what got on there now with Janet's report.
Hello. You'll have heard us talk about the amazing work of MV Freedom before, how it provides access to the sea for people living with disabilities by sailing round the Jurassic Coast or Portland Harbour. They only ask for a minimum donation of £5 per person so that it is accessible to all. And all the skippers and crew give their time free. But of course the running costs are high, and they are grateful to all donations and support for their fundraising events. Last Saturday, one of these events took place, the paddleboarding races run with the help of Ripple Rebels. There was the 5K race for experienced paddleboarders, which took them 4 times round the bay, and a fun race for anyone who fancied joining in. In the 5K race, the winning place was hotly contended between Marcus and Phil, with Marcus getting first place. It took a while before all the competitors were safely back. And then the fun race could begin. Councillor Kate Weller, who is president of MV Freedom, gave the medals and the bottles of wine. Was finished off with a performance from the Dorset Rex, which everyone enjoyed and helped bring the total in buckets to £269.99p.
South Australia, all the way to Rolling King, heave away, all the way, oh hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia, come down the high-low, oh, we're bound for South Australia.
In addition, Ripple Rebels have said entries and T-shirts amount to £400, So it was well worth the time spent financially, as well as being great fun. The next big event will be the sponsored swim on Sunday the 28th of August, so we look forward to that. Watch out for details. Bye for now.
All away, you rolling king, heave away, all away, oh hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
Thank you very much, Janet. And I don't know if you noticed there, I think when they planned the event, they may have got the tides a bit wrong. I know that the water was very, very long way out. And I know Janet was telling me, and Sheila involved with the event, that they had to go out quite a long way in a few inches of water before they got enough water for the paddle boards to work. So I think they had an extra distance to travel running with their boards, and some of those boards looked a bit large and heavy, didn't they? So well done to all of those. They had a lovely day, and some much needed funds for MV Freedom raised, of course. Now tonight I thought I would share with you some news about another charity, Arts Reach. We have mentioned Arts Reach before. Now, Arts Reach is a registered charity that aims to make a positive difference to the lives of people living in Dorset, particularly in the rural areas, addressing in particular rural and social isolation, developing skills and supporting health and well-being, and providing the opportunity to participate and engage with cultural activities in the heart of rural communities. Now, one such event that they are supporting that's coming up soon is King Arthur, and this is by the Last Baguette Theatre Company, and this will be on Thursday the 18th of August at 4 p.m. at the Gaggle of Geese in Buckland Newton, and it's suitable for anyone 5 years and upwards. So I thought I would share with you the trailer for King Arthur by the Last Baguette Theatre Company.
Is it here, my lord?
You really think that this is the spiritual home of Camelot? Numpty?
No, you're at Numpty.
Knights, please! Onward to Camelot!
It's just around the corner, my lord.
This is not Camelot! You Wally!
You're a Wally! You're a Wally! Wallies?
No, you're a Wally! You're a Wally!
I really need a drink.
I'm hungry.
I want an ice cream! All right, we'll go to the shops! Yay! My lords, we have found Camelot!
Get the set. It's in Carlisle.
I promise we'll be ready for you at your venue and tell the story of the one true King of Britain, me, King Arthur of the Round Table.
So we got the table.
That's not round, that's square!
So that's King Arthur by the Last Baguette Theatre Company. Now, Arts Reach builds upon existing resources and facilities to create a stimulating and challenging environment in which individuals, communities and performers can develop their creative potential. Their performance programme runs through a large network of volunteer promoting groups, and together they organise about 140 cultural events each year, including live performances and creative workshops. Now, not only do Arts Reach events provide the opportunity for local people to enjoy high quality arts on their doorstep, they support the upkeep of vital community venues as well. And they provide great social occasions and some fun and fantastic ways of bringing the communities together. They are funded by the Arts Council England and by Dorset Council, and also supported by the National Rural Touring Forum. And they're one of 30 similar schemes which support cultural activity in over 1,000 small community venues across the UK. obviously playing a very important role in the social life and sustainability of those rural communities. Now, another of Arts Reach's up-and-coming events is 12th Night by the 3-Inch Fools at Higher Orchard in Sanford Orca at 7 p.m. I haven't got the date. I will find out the date by the time I come back to you. They've got a wide range of activities and performances and something for everyone going on over this summer. So let's have a look at the 12th Night while I just check on what date it's on, because I didn't write it in my script. Here we go, 12th Night.
When that I was a little tiny boy,
with hey ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy. For the rain, it raineth every day.
All our shows take place outdoors, whether it's raining or shining.
Mostly shining. So bring your picnics and your rain ponchos, just in case.
These shows aren't just taking place in London. Our tour is going to take us all over the UK, from Brighton to Inverness to Cornwall and everywhere in between.
We're visiting churches, cathedrals, village greens, stately homes, castles.
I think we're even visiting a gin distillery.
Hi, I'm Amelia.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
My name is Matthew.
I'm Gina.
I'm Dexter.
I play 3 characters in 12th Night. I play Viola, Fabian and Servant 2.
I play Olivia,
Count Orsino.
Best Dame.
Antonio.
Sir Toby Belch,
Mariah.
Sea Captain.
Curio,
Sebastian.
Malvolio.
and Sailor 2.
I play about 5 or 6 instruments.
Oh,
I play the cello,
Ukulele,
A go-go.
Guitar.
violin, viola, harmonica,
the drum,
Dulcimer stick.
Bouzouki.
Whistle.
Mandolin.
guitar, the banjo.
Cowbell.
castanets. Don't forget the shaky egg.
And the shaky egg, of course.
The best things about the show are the music, the mayhem, far too many costume changes, and that it's loads of fun for all the family. There's actually some pretty snazzy dance routines.
Sharing with audiences of all ages.
Big laughs and a few tears shed.
There we go. Now, while that was running, I did manage to check the date. It's the 21st of August at Sanford Orcas. That's right up north Dorset. Now, I think the beauty with these things are they're going all over Dorset and throughout rural Dorset. So not only do you get the chance to go and experience some open-air theatre and some fun, that you get the opportunity to visit some communities that perhaps you wouldn't if you weren't going to see this. So I think is a double bonus. Now, Arts Reach have got lots of wonderful leaflets and programmes, and I've got them here. There is their summer performance programme there. They've got a special Go Wild programme for the things they're doing for children. We talked about the Rascally Diner last week, and we've mentioned King Arthur tonight. So you can go onto their website at www.artsreach.co.uk, and you can order those leaflets and those programmes. And rest assured, they will come to you literally in 2 or 3 days. I ordered those in the week, and they were here within about 48 hours, just so I could see what they had coming up. So it's a wonderful programme of stuff. They've got lots and lots of things going on. Go Wild for the children, and their outdoor performance programme as well. So do have a look at Arts Reach and their website, and do support the wonderful work they are doing. Now, it's that time in the programme where we have our weekly film review, and we're now over to Andrew Wright, who's got our film review for this week.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, the latest Jordan Peele movie comes to cinemas in the US. Nope follows on from the critical success of Peele's first 2 movies, 2017's Get Out and 2019's Us, for which Peele is both an Oscar nominee and winner. Nope stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer and Stephen Yeun as residents of an isolated town who witness an abnormal event. In an attempt to capture video footage, of an unidentified flying object. Critics' reviews from the Hollywood premiere this week praised the film's originality and ambition and Peele's directing as adding Spielbergian spectacle to his repertoire. Nope comes to UK cinemas on August 12th. This weekend, the latest Russo brothers movie releases on Netflix. The Grey Man is an action thriller that is Netflix's most expensive project to date. The film stars Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Ana de Armas, and centers on the CIA's most skilled mercenary who accidentally discovers dark CIA secrets and becomes hunted around the world by a psychopathic former colleague and international assassins. Critics' reviews are mixed, with praise for the cast but criticism for its script and pacing. This week, the first trailer for Halloween ends the final film in the Blumhouse Productions sequel trilogy to the original 1978 Halloween film was released. The film features the return of iconic horror actress Jamie Lee Curtis as her character Laurie Strode from previous Halloween films. The film takes place 4 years after 2021's Halloween Kills and features Laurie living with her granddaughter and is finally letting go of all her fear and anger by writing a memoir. But a murder in Haddonfield ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will finally force Laurie to confront the evil she couldn't control once and for all. Halloween Ends comes to UK cinemas this October, courtesy of Universal Pictures. This week, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was released on home video, DVD, Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD. Currently the second highest grossing movie of 2022, Multiverse of Madness is directed by Sam Raimi, famous for the Evil Dead and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man trilogies, and stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, Xochitl Gomez and Rachel McAdams, and revolves around Stephen Strange protecting America Chavez, a teenager capable of travelling the multiverse, from former Avenger Wanda Maximoff. In my review of the film that I did for the Disney Plus release, I gave it 4 stars. My weekend movie pick this week is Now You See Me Too. The film is a heist thriller that uses real-life magic as a gimmick with the characters. The film features an all-star cast including Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson, Daniel Radcliffe, Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman. The film is about a group of Robin Hood magicians known as the Four Horsemen being abducted and recruited to steal a data chip that can access any computer system in the world. Be sure to check it out, and the first film as well, but I personally think that the sequel is better. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will talk about DC's League of Super Pets. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew, for the film review this week. And now it's that time in the programme where we have the national weather forecast. And this week we are joined by Annie Shuttleworth from the Met Office.
Hello, welcome to the latest national weather from the Met Office. Cloudy and breezy weather across western areas, and it will become a bit more widespread, pushing into the rest of Wales, parts of the Midlands too, but the heaviest pulses of rain will be across Northern Ireland and much of Scotland overnight on Saturday night. With all that cloud and that breeze, it's going to be a much warmer night than Friday night, with temperatures in the mid to high teens for many of us, so it could be a bit of an uncomfortable night for some of us once again. So Sunday will probably be a breezier day than Saturday, a bit more showers, a few more showers around for those central and southern areas, but the southeast still escaping most of the rain. And because of that, it will probably be a warmer day than Saturday. Highs of 29 degrees are possible across parts of Kent or East Anglia. Elsewhere, again, in the low 20s, but quite breezy, especially up through those west coasts and across high ground too. Through the start of next week, we're expecting the winds to continue across northeastern areas, but it will turn generally cooler and a bit drier too. But you can find plenty more details on your forecast online.
Thank you very much there, Annie, for the national weather forecast. And looking at the week ahead down here on the south coast, it's going to be milder, but it's going to be dry, as Annie said. We've got a few drops of rain overnight and possibly on Monday night, but other than that, it's going to be mild, sunny or sunny spells. So we could actually do with some rain for the garden. So rather hoping we will get a little bit of rain this week, because everything is looking so dry in my garden. I don't know whether it's the same in yours. Now, turning to our What's On, we have got at Weymouth Pavilion Just Dance. That's tomorrow, the 24th of July. Next weekend, 29th of July, The Zoots, The Sounds of the 70s. 30th of July, Big Girls Don't Cry. 31st of July, Take That Greatest Hits. 3rd of August, Spice Forever, a Spice Girls tribute. 4th of August, Rabbit Rabbit, Chaz and Dave tribute. 7th of August, The Bon Jovi Experience. 10th of August, The Dolly Show, a Dolly Parton tribute. And 11th of August, The Wall of Floyd. As usual, for tickets or more information, weymouthpavilion.com on the internet, or the box office 01305 783 225. Now, the No Thoughts Victorian Weekend is on this weekend. It's been on today and will be on again tomorrow on Sunday. On the 9th of August, we've got Munch Mission, which is a family sort of interactive theatre sort of thing, spectacular, which people get dragged into and involved into. So that's something for the family. That's the 9th of August. That's Munch Mission. Have a look at the No Thought website for more details of that. And on the 15th of August, Jazz, Rock and Blues Session. Robbie McIntosh Band plus special guest stars Mickey B and the Night Owls. Don't forget also the Rascally Diner we mentioned last week from Arts Reach. That's the Thursday the 28th of July this week at Alderholt Village Hall, Fording Bridge at 2:30, and Friday the 29th of July at Broadmain First School at 11:30. Tickets available at www.artsreach.co.uk. Other things on this weekend: church services at All Saints Church tomorrow, 8 o'clock and 9:30, and St Edmunds at 11 o'clock. And of course our quiz in a short while this evening, with the stream going live at 7:15 and the quiz at 7:30. Everybody is welcome for that. Now, moving on to traffic and travel. Roadworks expected this week: Wyke Road, Sandpiper Way, Chaffeys Avenue, Park Street, Kings Road, Linmore Road, Melcombe Avenue, Bridlebank Way, Dorset Road and Preston Road. Rail travel, as we said, there's no notified engineering works, but we do have the strikes on Wednesday and on Saturday, where there will be no service from Weymouth. But services basically affected all week, as trains are in the wrong place and all sorts of things. So, do be careful if you're expecting to travel by train this coming week. Now, that brings us towards the end of our programme this evening. If you have any items for our team here, for Janet, Andrew or myself, any events that you've got coming up, any news for us or any fundraising that you're doing, do drop us a line at news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. But if not, that's all we have for you, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the start of the summer holiday if you finish school this week and you're off on a family holiday. And we will be back with you 6 o'clock next Saturday, same place, same time, with your weekly news programme. I'll say good night for now.